Hi! We are on the road. I am filming from my camper and we're in Santa Fe, New Mexico. One of my most favorite places. And I got tagged to do 30 random facts. 30 random facts. And the person that tagged me was my beloved Victoria at Maine Homestead Project. I'll put her link below. And thanks, Victoria. I saw these going around and I wasn't going to do one, but since I've been publicly assigned, here it goes, 30 random facts. I was born at my Nana's house in Oregon, and I was a baby. I have one older brother, Cody. Some of you might know him. I've been to nearly all of the states in America. The ones that I haven't been to are easier to list than the ones I have. So I have not been to Alaska. I'm sorry, you're next up on my list. Mississippi, West Virginia, the Dakotas, and Louisiana. So I think a southern trip, maybe a loop, a United States loop trip is in order, because I would love to see the rest of our big and beautiful and diverse country. Number 4, I prefer silence to music, especially when I'm driving. And I prefer podcasts to silence, unless they're crummy podcasts, but good podcasts. Which my husband thinks I'm a total freak for not liking music on in the car when I drive, but I just like the sound of silence. Number 5, GP, Glenn Phillips, my husband, and I met at a bar. Thanks to my dad, actually. He told me to get dressed and go get dinner and be smiley. I was a bit of agoraphobic at that point in my life, and I think my parents are a little bit worried about me. So yeah, that turned out well. It's funny, when we met, he had hair longer than mine, maybe, and I never dated anyone with long hair, and I just remember thinking, like, ooh, that ponytail. Sorry for all you guys with long hair, it's just not my thing. Number 6, I once drove from Florida to Oregon in 3.5 days, sleeping in my car on the side of the road. I don't recommend it, but it was quite an adventure. My first vaccination was at 30-something, I believe it was before we went to Madagascar. My ancestry is all from Northwestern Europe. Now, I did do an ancestry test, a spit test, and it was really interesting because our family has some dark little secret that there was Native American, like 3 generations back, because it was very taboo at that time. And if you have seen my brother with his black hair and dark eyes, and my mom and my mom's dad and my whole maternal side, I'm still finding this a little disputable. But the way ancestry works is it works off of a database of known genetics. So if you know that you are a specific heritage, then that's how the database kind of is used, and the more people that do it, the more accurate it is. But it's not like there's a genetic biomarker that says, oh, you're Native American. So that's still up for, there was like 0.7, I think, was still unknown, which could or could not be. But my Swedish, Irish, French, German relatives, I think I got my coloring from my paternal Swedish grandmother. Let's see, number 9. When I get involved with a new project, I become completely obsessed. Not showering, not brushing my teeth, my hair. I won't eat or drink. I will come out of my room like a crazy person 12 hours later, like I'm in some sort of crazy time warp. And I've kind of always been that way. I don't know. Maybe that's what allows me to do YouTube. But I do get a little tyrannical when my door gets opened. Let's see. What number am I on? I'm on 10. My first job was at a craft store. And number 11, I was also a florist. And I love, 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 love flowers and flower arranging. I still, to this day, I do it any chance I get. Love it. My favorite color is blue. It's always been blue. It will always be blue. There is no more magic color than blue. My favorite food is blueberries. Not because they're blue, but maybe because they're blue. I just love them. My favorite scent, in order, I have 3. Violet, petrichor, papaya blossoms. You might have to do a little dictionary on that second one. It's my favorite smell. Number 15, my quick 10-minute dinner when I'm super tired and just not into it are Singapore street noodles. So I take the rice noodles, the vermicelli rice noodles, and soak them in warm water while I slice some cabbage, onion, celery, whatever I got in the fridge, and a little curry and a little fish sauce and a little soy sauce, and it's literally done in 10 minutes. I love it. I could eat them all day long. And because we're in New Mexico, the question is red or green. My answer is Christmas. But if I had to choose, I would choose green as long as it was good. A bad green is pretty terrible. A bad red is better than a bad green. So I end up actually eating more red. But I love them both. 17. My first love was art. I started sculpting, and what was that number that I get completely, number 9, I get completely obsessed. I had never experienced that until I started sculpting clay, and it would be, I don't know, 7, 8, 9 hours later, and I'd look up and realize I was really, really thirsty. And now I paint, and I paint in oils, which I love. Number 18, I love spontaneous giving. If I see something that looks like somebody that I know or something that somebody needs, there's no greater joy than to give that to them. But I'm an absolute failure at birthdays, even holidays. Like mandated giving, I loathe it. So go figure. 19. Antarctica is the only continent I have yet to visit. 20. My favorite holiday is, of course, Thanksgiving. 21. I've had some crazy animal encounters in my life. Crazy animal encounters. I have been bitten by an endangered pelican. I was scooching up for a selfie. She bit me. I've been bitten by a brown recluse. I went off the trail on my mountain bike and crashed into this like decayed stash of wood. The Forest Service makes these big piles. I did a little self-operation on it in a hotel room in Boston that didn't go so good, but we're not talking about that right now. I've been bit by chinchillas. I have kited over the back of a gray whale. My fins hit the whale. It breached right in front of me, and I was kind of a new kiter, and I was either crash and be in the water with the whale or just keep going right where the whale was. And yeah, that was really extraordinary. And I've also been beached by sharks, a pod of sharks in Australia, on my kiteboard too. And I basically rode my board right up onto the sand, threw my kite in the prickle bushes, and just ran for my life. When I finally flagged Glenn down to come help me, he was wondering why my kite was in the cactus plants. the pod of, I think there were 6 or 7 of these. They were small, but they were still white tipped, and they were still very sharky looking. These fins were walking up the beach with us. It was surreal. 22. My biggest weakness, the thing that I work the hardest on in my life, is my streak of intolerance. It is wide and deep, and yeah, it's really tough. Some of you that maybe follow along in the comments have seen that from time to time. I'm most intolerant of bullies and just blatantly ignorant people. I'm working on it. 23. My first love was my cousin, Tracy, and he was 10 days older than me. Our parents were best friends, and I just grew up with him, and he was always my boyfriend, like forever. Since I was born, he was my boyfriend. One summer, I grew about a foot taller than him, and then we were going to go to the same school, and having the same last name was just a little bit too weird for both of us. So we were distant cousins. We were like third or fourth, but still, we were kids and in love for our whole life. Yes. He's no longer with us, so that was kind of an unexpected emotional thing. Let's see. 24. I'm an aesthete. I prize beauty nearly as much as I prize love. I see the world through as beautiful. 25. One food that I eat weekly: beans. Aside from fruits and vegetables, but I pretty much always have beans on hand. 26. I grew up ski racing, and I've always been a lover of athletics. Today I ski, water and snow, and mountain bike, and surf and kite. I stand up paddleboard. I love being outside, and I love physical activity, moving my body. 27. My biggest fear: easy. It's not snakes, it's not spiders, it's not creepy things, it's not being abandoned. It's my biggest fear is stagnation or like routine. I think that motivates me a lot to do a lot of new things, but that is a very real fear of mine. 28. My perfect way to travel is through small towns, rurally, generally farm stays or homestays. I have been known to go to Italy and not see a single city, stay in a woman's house for 10 days, not speaking the language, and she did not speak English. I love that. I love seeing culture more than I like seeing sights. I don't like being a tourist at all. So I miss a lot of really cool stuff, but it just feels weird. 29. I can't stand small talk. Hi, Carlos. My friend Carlos and I have this ongoing conversation about, he always gives me the benefit of small talk, and he is the champion master at it. I have been known to rudely turn and walk away, especially when we travel and you hear the question like, so where are you from? So how long are you on the road? So where are you going? Like that kind of stuff, that mind-numbing, repetitious questioning freaks me out. I don't do good at parties. I'm a one-on-one girl. 30. If I were rich, the one thing that I would gladly never do again, anything bookkeeping, any sort of taxes, finance, anything. I do like trading stocks, which is fun, but any of that stuff, I call it life's BS, and I don't like it. If I was really, really rich, I'd also have a wife. Like a really good, organized one. Is that sexist? Let's see. That was 30. Oh, and I have 2 more that I wanted to add. Of the 7 deadly sins, which one is my weakness or my strongest virtue? Leave those in the comments if you want to hear the questions to those, or the answers to those. And Glenn and I were just having the 7 deadly sin talk the other day. It's a fun thing to ask your partner, because it's kind of revealing, I think, for both of us. And because this is some sort of chain email thing, I don't know, some sort of involuntary roping of your friends sort of thing, I have to nominate some channels to do this. My favorite YouTuber, Siloe Oliveira, at Suburban Homestead. I don't think you guys will find a nicer human being. One of these days, I'm gonna get a hold of him and give him the biggest hug, because he's amazing. He's amazing. Farmer Mima, Jennifer, you have been nominated, and Melanie Lynn from Road to the Farm, which just seeing her face on, I'm part of a YouTube group on Facebook, and just seeing her name up there just always makes my heart beat. So you guys are up next. I hope you enjoyed it, and I want you guys, because I had to suffer through this, I want you to leave one of the most random facts about you below in the comments. And because we're traveling, I am in this crummy campground for you guys, because I've been on the road and haven't had Wi-Fi and haven't had the ability to work. So I've got tons of footage from the road, and I'm putting together videos today. So you can look forward to that. Yay! I missed you guys. I hope you're well, my beloveds. See you in the next video.